What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. Today I'll be taking a look at Brave Celica and I'm going to be going over the builds that you can run on her. And finally at the end I'll have a special bonus segment. So Brave Celica is a Gen 2 sword infantry unit with Royal Sword as her preferred weapon. This gives her +3 speed, and if she initiates combat or if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, then she can get special cooldown charge +1 on her own attacks. This is unfortunately not going to be giving you any kind of charges on the enemy's attacks, which is something that we have now seen on many of the weapon refines and even on arcane weapons. So this is the primary effect of her weapon. She doesn't really get any kind of stats because this is still a pretty old weapon refine. And then with the refinery effect, she's able to get +5 to all of her stats in the combat. And after combat, she gets a mini special spiral effect that gives her 1 special cooldown count and also heals her up for 7 HP. So this is going to be helping her stay in the range of her double lion preferred skill, which does require her to be at full HP and gives her the player phase brave effect. And as a penalty, it deals 1 damage to Celica, and she's kind of trying to offset this kind of chip damage with the healing that she's got in her weapon. So basically she's trying to go in, trigger Gale Force, and then make use of double lion with its brave attack, and then trigger Gale Force using the special charges. Unfortunately, many units do have the guard effect, which is going to be obstructing her game plan. So if she did have some kind of null guard, that would be really useful. Maybe in the future we're able to outsource that, but that is one of the things that you'll have to keep in mind. And because she is a first place winner, she does have this kind of preferred skill, which does make her a bit more unique. Now, even though she wants to function as a Gale Force unit, unfortunately she doesn't really have any kind of extra movement or the tools to really stand out as a player phase unit, because with the release of so many units, we pretty much have hyper specialized roles, and the Gale Force units really need to stand out. And because of being a sword infantry unit, the competition that she has got is pretty insane. And she does get the Resplendent stats, which does allow her to catch up to the speed tiers of many of the 3-star, 4-star sword infantry unit like Lapis and Inigo. And she also has a bit more physical bulk, so that can help her if she's trying to tank. But if you're going to be running her for the tanking purpose, then the other weapons are just going to be much better. And with her double lion, she's mainly going to be functioning in the player phase because it does give her the player phase brave effect. So if you're trying to build around that, then you can still run the Gale Force build, but with some updated skills. Attack Speed Clash 4 is something that you can run, especially when we're going to be running Odd Tempest and even Tempest for the extra movement. And extra movement is really helpful for a Gale Force build. And Attack and Speed Clash 4 does give you the debuff neutralization to her attack and speed, which are going to be her main offensive stats. So this is still something you can run even though she's not going to be standing out too much as a Gale Force unit. And if you're trying to run her with the most premium build with double lion, then this is going to be the build for you. So now that we have got Emblem Marth, you can have a 2 cooldown no quarter, and because of the mini special spiral in her weapon refine, she's able to have a 1 cooldown no quarter that she can trigger with her brave attack. So this is going to be piercing through the damage reduction of the enemies, and even against the guard foes, she's going to be able to trigger no quarter on her double attack because of the special charges of the weapon. So this is definitely something you can do at max investment with attack speed finish 4, giving you the true damage and the healing in the combat. And then attack speed oath 4 can provide you with some warping and the extra offenses, which can definitely be helpful. So this is a melee build for nuking, and it does make use of Celica's double lion really well. And now that we have got no quarter, she can pierce the damage reduction of the tanks while getting the brave attack. And if you want to use Brave Celica in the mixed phase or in the enemy phase, then you can definitely try and consider your weapon, because Royal Sword does face competition from Arcane Devourer, and even though you can only run double lion with Arcane Devourer, still at the end of the day, double lion doesn't really do too much for the enemy phase, and it's mainly there for the player phase nuking. So Arcane Devourer does give you minus and special cooldown, and you're going to be trading off the healing for the full-on follow-up effect and also the 40% damage reduction on foes' first attack. And it also gives you special charges on both enemies' attacks and your own attacks, unlike Royal Sword, which only gives you special charges on your own attacks. So it is going to be the weapon of choice if you want to make her as a God Sword, and if that is the case, then you can run Godlike Reflexes for the unpierceable damage reduction and also for the true damage. So you can run Buffer 4 so that you can pre-charge Godlike Reflexes, and then you can loop it because of the special charges of Arcane Devourer. And attack speed finish is going to be the perfect skill for the healing, that you can run, and then you can run distant counter melee sacred seal now. And when you're going to be omni tanking, you can run panic smoke 4 so that you can get extra stats. And because we're not going to be running double lion, you can definitely give her any kind of attune skill. Right now, attack with echo is pretty much the only attune skill that is kind of good for her. So this is going to be the end game build for her, which doesn't really look too different from many of the gold sword builds. But hey, if you want to go the enemy phase route, then this is going to be the option. And if I had to improve Brave Celica by giving her a remix, then this is what I would do to make her weapon a lot better. So Royal Sword still would give her +3 speed, and then with the weapon, she's able to get +5 to all of her stats, and also get special cooldown charge on both enemies' attacks and her own attacks. And at start of turn, she's able to give herself the +1 movement, the Hexblade status, and the Desperation status. So because Celica is mostly a mage, Hexblade status did make sense to me, and Desperation status is really good with double lion plus, as you'll see in a moment. And because she's a brave hero, I really feel like they should all be getting -1 special cooldown in their weapon, so I would give that to her in her weapon refine. And then she's going to be having another round of +5 to all of her stats, and then she's going to be able to pierce the damage reduction by 50%, which is really helpful when you're going to be melee nuking. And then at start of turn, and also after the combat, she's going to be able to get the mini special spiral effect and also heal up 7 HP. So this does help you set up your specials a lot better, and because it is going to be healing you at sort of every turn, you're going to be making sure that you're healthy, and that can also help you with the self-sustain if you want to go the enemy phase route. Now it's a really good thing that she actually has a preferred skill, but if I had to improve this, then I would pretty much give it the dual phase brave effect, because we have seen free-to-play units with that effect like Summer Meal Shez, so Brave Celica having that wouldn't really be game breaking, and it would actually make her a lot more unique. Then I would give her another round of +5 to all of her stats and give her the full tempo effect, which is so helpful with a weapon that gives you special charges, and that allows her to get past the guard foes, which is really helpful. And then I would give her flat damage reduction based on 20% of her speed. If you want to go the enemy phase route, then at least it is going to be helping you, and double line plus can still be used. And I would also give her true damage based on 20% of her speed, which is going to be helping her in both phases. And then I would upgrade Attack Tactic to Infantry Null Follow-Up 4 so that she can get the Order status to herself and also get the Null Follow-Up status. And this would allow her to warp and have much better mobility along with the +1 movement that she gets from her weapon refine. So just like Brave Alm, she's going to be able to get that extra movement. And then she also gets some true damage with her double line plus, which is now going to be functioning in both phases and can also help you if you want to tank in the mixed phase. So let me know in the comments what do you think about this kind of remix to Brave Celica, and you can click the link on your screen to see my review of the recent refines of this month. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube set boxes are about as functional as double lion when you're not at full HP. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.